Hello folks, it's Margaret here from M.E.s Orchids, and you might wonder why I'm at the kitchen sink with the bleach, and no, it's not the scale, so panic over. There's the rubber gloves, the old marigolds, and what I've been doing is this gravel here and this container here that was full of these hydrogen balls. And before I start, I need this decorative gravel because I might just put my bulbophyllum in gravel, but I'll continue with that shortly. So this came from outside, all this decorative gravel here, and as I say, the hydrogen balls were in there, which did have cymbidium. So I've had to first of all wash them, and if we go over here and look at this water, look at that, it's absolutely filthy. So every piece of this gravel in here, I've used this nail brush this morning. And people might just think, oh, that's a bit OTT, I mean it's only gravel, soon surely it'll just rinse through, and like it is now, it's in bleach water. But like I've said before, it's all in the preparation, and all this has taken me an hour and a half. Once that hydrogen, once these have been boiled up and I've rinsed these again, now I've got everything clean, and I can now place orchids within this clean medium. Now, if nothing else, what orchid growing has taught me is that you know, you've got to watch your medium and your containers and everything else like that. It's got to be clean, because otherwise, if you don't start off with something clean, then bacteria can soon take hold, and before you know where you are, you've got an infection. So just bear with me a minute now. So this is the Bulbophyllum lobbii, and she's on this mount, and she's got that new growth. I don't think it is a flower coming. And I've got these two falls here. That one's very healthy. I've had this one for a while and she's struggling. But my idea is to transfer the bulbophyllum over to here, because the gravel can go into this bottom part, and then the sphagnum moss can then go onto the top part, and we do a long-awaited holiday, and I'm not going to have anybody here to keep this bulbophyllum moist. I mean, I don't keep her too moist, but the length of time we're going, it would be unfair, and she may dehydrate. And then what I'm thinking of doing with these two here is actually just putting them in these two glass vases with just a small amount of decorative gravel, so they will have quite a lot of air circulating. So this is going to, this is going to take a while, so bear with me. Oh, this is a nice surprise. I've just pulled these two falls out here. Look how much gravel there in hydrogen balls. This one here, that's called Pulsation. And if we look at this one, which is an OID, she sent out 2 new roots. Now, I don't know whether I've just knocked the end of that one, which, you know, unfortunately, it looks as though the end's just been damaged. But if nothing else, it seemed to be settling. So what I'm going to have to do now, this one hasn't got many roots at all, and if I bring this one over here and try and manoeuvre it in here, she would be fine. I just have to find something that I could actually hold her up. Oh, she would actually just stand that way. I could just put a little bit of the decorative gravel in the bottom and see whether or not she takes off this way. I wouldn't put her in semi-water culture because it gets too cold here in England. But at least I could, keep my eye on her. So bear with me again. So what I'm thinking is this pulsation one, the bigger of the two, I'm going to just put some decorative gravel at the bottom of this glass vase, and I think that one will do fine there. When I've put it in, she will, and I've lifted her up a bit, she will tilt forward. And this other one here now, I've tried her in, of course she hasn't got as many roots, but do you remember the little plastic pot? I'm going to secure her. I'll put a couple of holes either side and secure her in that pot. Oh dear, it's raining again outside. Oh, for a change. So it's all in stages today, so you'll bear with me again. And so I've removed the bulbophyllum from the mount, and this is the container I'm going to use. I did put gravel at the bottom, and then I thought that's going to be weighing too much, so I've put a lot of styrofoam peanuts here, and this is the New Zealand sphagnum moss I've got. Still got quite a lot left. I don't use as much of this now, and but just checking this here. That's that new growth there, and I'm not sure if it is. Excuse me, if it actually is because a flower coming, because look, under this leaf here, which was the last pseudo bulb, you can see there's something appearing there. So I never tip her up this way. I have to be careful because my big clumsy hands. See, that's how it came. It came bare rooted, this did, from Curling Orchidean in Germany, and it only cost me £4. So it's doing well, and I'm going to soak some sphagnum moss now, and then I'll layer that up in here, and in between time I'm going to have a cup of tea. So I'll be with you shortly. So what I've decided to do is just put a layer of orchid bark on top of the styrofoam peanuts, and I'm just thinking that if I just put complete sphagnum moss, it may well dry out too quickly, whereas if I put this base down here, then it should stay moist just a little bit longer, and we can only but try. So the bulbophyllum is finished now. You can see the styrofoam peanuts there, a layer of the orchid bark, and then the sphagnum moss. And that one, she's got a nice flat stone underneath just to elevate that either pseudobulb or flower inflorescence, I'm not sure which it is. And this one here, that's got a little stone there. I don't know whether you can see that little tiny little new growth, and that's just elevated that now, so when it does grow, if it's a new growth, well then that'll come on the outside, but I could actually just manoeuvre it so it grows more or less into this this corner here, because this particular one does have this habit of crawling along. And anyway, let me just change hands. That little handle here, there we go, and it's quite light, so that will sit on the orchid shelf, and I shall be able to. She's desperately short of some feed, some fertiliser. So I'll get her fertilised probably tomorrow. And at least she's now settled, and that's one less worry for when we go on our holidays. This is the Phalaenopsis pulsation, which she's the bigger of the two, with the better root system. And as you can see, I've just placed her in this vase with just some decorative gravel there. I don't think there's actually any need to anchor her down anymore, and it'll enable me to keep my eye on her, and also excuse me, also to check the roots when it needs watering. So I've just got the other one now to secure in the other pot. So I've put some styrofoam peanuts in the bottom of here, and she's got a nice root system there, but she's also got some bark adhered to the roots. So what I thought I'd do, rather than completely change her over to gravel, because I don't want to disturb her any more than I've got to. As I say, I think she's already lost that little tiny tip, which is a shame really. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place her in this pot with some orchid bark and see if she responds. Well, the orchids are done now, and I've just left them here on the windowsill. That was the tap dripping, apologies. And that one I just put in some orchid bark and some gravel just on the top to weight her down, and hopefully she'll be fine. And it started to rain again out there. We're supposed to be having the remnants of the two, well, it's called tropical rain here, and whether you can see there, some of the trees are going now and the colours going, and I've just brought the cymbidiums in. They're here in the garage, and I didn't want to leave them out. They're absolutely drenched already, and I don't want them to get completely sodden, so they'll have to stay here in the garden till, I think it's 48 hours we've got this tropical weather for, and it's certainly autumn here in England. Anyway, thanks for joining me today, and if you're a newcomer to my channel, thank you very much, and please subscribe and thumbs up, as they say, and we'll speak again soon. Bye now.